Hello everyone. In this video I'm gonna show you how to set up and secure wireless network in your home using the Netgear router. That's the router we're gonna be using today. But the principles are the same for different manufacturers. This is the older version of N-type router. I have been using it for about 3 to 4 years, and it does the job pretty well. This is the basic setup that we're gonna try to achieve by setting up the wireless network in the home. Basically, you have a cable modem. It can be DSL also. That is connected through the Ethernet cable to the router, which in turn gives you the Wi-Fi capability throughout the house. The strategic position of your wireless router is very important. You want to locate it somewhere in the middle of the house so you can have the signal in all the rooms, depending on the size of your house, of course. To be able to set up your wireless network, first thing you need to look at the back part of your router and look at the different characteristic it has. Usually it's all printed up, and you can gain a lot of information by doing so. So this router has 4 LAN ports. It has internet port, it has a reset button, it has power button, and that it has few LED lights up front, which is power, the test, wireless, and internet. And these are LAN ports. When you plug in your Ethernet cable in it, it will light up and it will blink depending on whether there is a signal or not. It will also give you the MAC address and the serial number of the router. It will give you the IP address. The IP address is used when you want to enter the firmware and set it up for the wireless network. And to enter the router, you need a username and the password, which is also printed here. The default manufacturer password is admin, and the password is password, which you also can change to add a layer of protection. If you bought your router brand new from the store, you probably have a box, a manual, a CD. But if you don't have all that and you just inherited your router from your grandfather, then this information will help you to set it up without having a CD or manual. So once you gain all that information, next thing you want to do is connect the router. This is the basic connection diagram. Basically, you have the cable modem right here, and then the router usually comes with the yellow Ethernet cable. If it's not yellow, that's not a big deal. Just take that cable that you have with the router, connect it to the cable modem, and then connect that in the back of the router where there is one single port, LAN port, which is internet port. So connect that there, and then you have another Ethernet cable going from the router, from one of the 4, doesn't matter which one it is. It can be this one, that one, any one. And then plug it in your laptop or desktop, whatever device you're using. Once everything is connected, you want to make sure everything is on, it's all powered up. The next step, just open your internet browser. I already opened a new tab, and I'm gonna type in 192.168.1.1, which is the IP address of the router that I got it off the back of mine. And usually it asks you for the login information, which is in my case admin for the username and the password for the password. And you can also change that if you wanted to add the layer of protection, as I mentioned earlier. If you ever forget your password that you changed, you can always reset your router using this reset button in the back right here. What's that gonna do? It's gonna set all the default settings, and you can log in the router using the manufacturer's default settings, which is admin and password. So once you've logged in the configuration utility, you want to go to the wireless settings. On the wireless settings, that's where you basically change your name of the network, or SSID, which stands for Service Set Identifier. In this case, I'm gonna change it to Info 385 for the sake of our project. Here you can change the channel, the broadcasting channel, the mode. You get B, G, GNB, or outer. I usually keep it in GNB. If you have a newer router, you may change it to the N. And then you have security options also. You might want to choose the latest and the greatest. I'm gonna just put it at WPA PS key, and I'm gonna give it a passphrase. Say project. So basically that secures the network. It gives it a name, which is Info 385. It gives it security. So now we hit apply. At this point we're all set. We have our name, which is Info 385. We have our security passphrase, and then to check that, right here in my Wi-Fi tab here, I can see that Info 385. I have already connected to it and I have internet access, so we have the network. To add more layers of protection, we can go to the wireless settings here and change this around. We can enable wireless router radio, or we can disable it. We can enable SSID broadcast, and another thing we can do is add the device name and the MAC addresses that can connect to this router. So if you have 3 devices with a certain MAC address, you can make sure just those devices are able to connect to your Wi-Fi and nobody else. So that will give you another layer of protection. And the last thing I want to show you is just setting a password when you want to log in this configuration utility. Basically anybody can do it because it's Wi-Fi, but anybody can type in the IP address of your router, log in and change it around. So you want to protect yourself from that, and you want to type in your old password, which is a password, and you want to enter another password, whatever you're thinking about. Like, I'm gonna type in project 385, project 385, and I'm gonna apply it. Now it's requesting a new password, so I'm gonna type in admin and 385. There you go, it's done. So we have set up the password for our router. We had set up the network, which is Info 385. We secured it with a WPA2 key, and that's basically it. Now I want to go ahead and log out, and thanks for watching, and have a nice day.